Welcome to the first in a 4-video series of a rugged state full of color, beauty, and outdoor adventure, Colorado. Before we head deep into the mountains, we begin in the South Platte River Valley, on the eastern edge of the Rocky Mountains, in the capital of Colorado, Denver. Known as the Mile High City, Denver's 300 days of sunshine, thriving culture, unique neighborhoods, rivers, scenic trails make this perhaps one of the best playgrounds for outdoor activities of any major American city. In this video, we'll start in the suburbs to the south, halfway between Colorado Springs and Denver, at Castle Rock Adventure Park. Then move north for some lakeside fun at Chatfield State Park in Littleton, the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado, the town of Golden, home to Coors Brewery, and some great tubing. Then for some more serious whitewater rafting on Clear Creek in Idaho Springs. We then show you what I think is what is perhaps the best downtown in the U.S. A mixture of Western frontier and modern architecture, plenty of art, excellent long bike trails along Cherry Creek and South Platte River. More water fun at Confluence Park where the two waterways meet up, where Bucky stands atop in Power Field at Mile High. We'll show you how a ballpark helped to transform old warehouses into a trendy neighborhood of Lodo, where Union Station is more than just a train station. The North Riverside District, formerly meatpacking houses, now the artsy neighborhood of Rhino. Elitch Gardens, on the site of one of Denver's largest redevelopments soon to be taking place, the River Mile. Denver's first city block of Larimer Square, now with amazing outdoor dining, shopping. Speaking of shopping, the mile-long 16th Street Mall. The Golden Triangle, where 16 art galleries and museums and Civic Center Park is located at. So come with us as we begin our series to take you on a Rocky Mountain high. Before we walk in quiet solitude with the forests and the streams and the clear blue mountain lakes, we travel to Denver and show you what to do in the Mile High City and how to hear with your eyes.
You can hear and see you. Can you imagine listening through your eyeball?
So hold on for dear life. It might get a little rocky.
Don't make me come at you.
Before we head to Castle Rock, we begin our tour of Denver with some coffee in Rhino. Rhino is short for North Riverside District, a trendy neighborhood with art galleries, hip concert venues, and revamped industrial buildings. Food halls including Denver Central Market. There are many new chic pet-friendly apartments and condos in Rhino, like Dillon Apartments, starting at $16.20 a month, or the Edison at Rhino. Block 32 luxury apartments. Also several places for locally roasted coffee. We are going to try the Logan House Coffee Company, a nice indoor seating area, a great way to start the day. Bella has to get her morning coffee as well. Post River North luxury apartments as Brighton Boulevard becomes Broadway, and we head towards I-25. We'll come back to downtown later and talk a little about the skyline. But for now, let's head 30 miles south to Castle Rock. Castle Rock, named after the large flat cap rock that sits near the intersection of Front Street and Canyon Drive in Rock Park. There is a 1.4 mile round trip trail from the base. Castle Rock Adventure Park is 3 miles to the southwest of Rock Park. It is within Philip S. Miller Park. For $89, you can experience 2 miles of zip lines, 110 feet in the air, reaching speeds of 50 miles per hour, amidst the rolling hills of the Rockies. There is also the SkyTrek Challenge course for $49, or climb and rappel off the Adventure Tower for $59. You can also enjoy the free aspects of Philip S. Miller Park, like the Challenge Hill with 200-step stairway rising 178 feet. The views at the top are worth it. There are 8 miles of trails. Also at the park, the Millhouse Amphitheater for concerts and events, a large synthetic turf playground, picnic pavilions, outdoor fireplaces, and a splash pad for kids like me. Chatfield State Park in Littleton is 18 miles south of downtown Denver. It has a large lake reservoir fed by the South Platte River and Plum Creek. It is $10 to enter and is pet friendly. You can rent powered boats at the marina. A fishing boat is $125 for 4 hours, or a pontoon $400 for 4 hours. Gas and taxes are additional. You can also rent kayaks, canoes, and paddleboards from Colorado Water Sports. There are full hookup campsites for $41 with flush toilets, hot showers, laundry, and waste station. Moving further north now, about 30 minutes southwest of downtown Denver, is the ultimate outdoor concert venue, the Red Rocks Amphitheater. The pair of geologically formed sandstone monoliths provide great acoustics for musicians performing here. There are also 2 popular hiking trails here, the 1.4-mile Trading Post Trail and the Red Rocks Trail, which connects to the Dakota Ridge Trail for a 6-mile hike. 30 miles due west of Denver on I-70 is Idaho Springs. This is the closest area to Denver for whitewater rafting, which you can book at Clear Creek Rafting Company. This area along Clear Creek runs parallel to I-70, with areas for all experience levels. They also have rafting along the Arkansas River, but that is much further south, a couple of hours south of Denver, in Canyon City. Also there is the Royal Gorge Route Railway, a breathtaking dinner train ride through the Royal Gorge. Also, the Royal Gorge Bridge and Park provides all kinds of fun for the adrenaline junkie, with a zip line, sky coaster, gondola ride, and more. It's $28 for adults, $23 children 6 through 12. To enter the bridge and park, rides are additional. One more town before we head back to downtown Denver. Further down Clear Creek from Idaho Springs, 12 miles west of Denver, is the quaint town of Golden, where the Coors Brewery is located, the largest single-site brewery in the world. Golden is a former gold rush town, once the capital of Colorado. It's Old West-style downtown lined with boutiques, art galleries, cafes, breweries, and taverns. Golden is home to the Buffalo Bill Museum, the man who gave the Wild West its name. It is one of the most fun and interesting towns on the Front Range of the Rockies. For a great view of the entire city and beyond, visitors can head up Lookout Mountain on the Lariat Loop Scenic Byway. This is a great place for tubing along Clear Creek. Many places to rent a tube, like Adventure West River Tube Rental. You can drop in a tube, canoe, or kayak at Clear Creek Whitewater Park and float down the creek through downtown Golden. Also in Golden is the Colorado Railroad Museum, where mid-January to mid-May there are train rides every Saturday. Then late May through mid-August, train rides Thursday through Sunday. Then Saturday train rides continue into late October. Train rides are a small fee in addition to the $4 adult admission, or $2 ages 2 through 17. This is one of the better railroad museums in the country. We arrived back in the downtown area. I-70 passes just to the north. We will show how this interstate is a modern marvel as we take it into the Rockies in the coming weeks. I-25 goes right through the western side of downtown, passing Empower Field at Mile High Stadium, home of the Broncos, 3-time Super Bowl champions, where Thunder, the white stallion, gallops across the field when the Broncos score. On the opposite side of I-25 is Ball Arena, home of the NHL Colorado Avalanche and the NBA Denver Nuggets. Next to the arena, the Auraria campus of Metropolitan State University of Denver. The DNF Tower once stood as not only the tallest building in Denver, but also west of the Mississippi, when built in 1910. Today, it is Lanny's Clock Tower Cabaret, an entertainment venue. Currently, the tallest building is the 717-foot Republic Plaza. The Wells Fargo building, third highest in Denver, known as the cash register because of its unique design. Denver's history is not long. In 1857, no one was living in the Colorado Territory. Then gold was discovered the following year, and Denver became a boom town. As a result, you see its Old West architecture throughout the city, amidst the modern skyscrapers. The year after gold was discovered, a street was laid out by William E. Larimer, the first city block in Denver, known as Larimer Square. It served the city's main business, but by the 1900s was run down. Then in 1965, it began to be restored. Today, it is home to some of the best shopping, restaurants, and entertainment in downtown, located on the edge of Lodo and near the Theater District. In 1887, this house was built, known as the Molly Brown House, which you can take tours of. She was an advocate for women's rights and a survivor of the fateful Titanic voyage. To the right, the Brown Palace Hotel, first opened in 1892, today restored and is one of the most luxurious hotels in the West. Because Denver has done a great job at restoring its vintage architecture and also advancing with modern technology, it has become one of the better downtowns not only to visit but also to live in, dine in, and hang out in. Denver regularly ranked by U.S. News and World Reports as one of the top places to live. Currently, its suburb of Boulder has ranked as the top place to live for the last 2 years. Due to its popularity, the cost of living in Denver is slightly higher than the average American city, but compared to many big cities, it will seem affordable and ranks as one of the top cities in the U.S. for job growth. Denver's RTD light rail system provides a fast and convenient way to get around Denver. More than 50 stations throughout the metro area, with 10 lines including one to the airport. It's about $3 to $5 to ride and $10 for the airport route. Now let's show some of the things to do around downtown. 3 miles south of Capitol Hill is Washington Park, a huge park with 2 lakes, 2 flower gardens, and a 2 3/4 mile tree-lined path for running, biking. You can rent kayaks, canoes, paddleboards, bikes, and pedal boats here at Wheel Fun Rentals. Cherry Creek is an affluent residential district with a vibrant shopping scene, with Cherry Creek Mall, as well as north of the mall, relaxed cafes, chic cocktail lounges, and art galleries.
Bags are packed, are you ready to go? This time tomorrow we'll be on the road, riding with you into sunnier days. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Cherry Creek Trail is a 12.7-mile trail that runs through downtown, parallel to Spear Boulevard, a very scenic path where you cross vintage bridges, rushing waters of Cherry Creek. Another scenic urban trail, the South Platte River Trail, runs from Chatfield Park that we saw earlier, through downtown along the Platte River, through Gates Crescent Park. At Confluence Park, the Cherry Creek Trail connects with the South Platte River Trail, near the REI flagship store. It is here where you can enjoy some whitewater fun in the middle of downtown.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
The Platte River Trail continues north through Commons Park, which has a rich history and a mix of urban and natural views. Just so many beautiful parks along the river in downtown. More rushing waters under the 19th Street Bridge. North of the bridge is a skate park and Cuernavaca Park, the last of the series of parks along the Platte River.
Home is with you wherever that may be.
Moving to the Cheeseman Park neighborhood is the Denver Botanical Gardens, considered one of the top 5 botanical gardens in the nation. A 23-acre park with a variety of themed gardens, including a popular Japanese garden, also a sunken amphitheater which hosts concerts in the summer, a conservatory, and a kids' garden on top of the parking garage, where kids can build dams, climb rocks, or just play in the water. Next to the gardens is Cheeseman Park, a large green space with expansive lawns, shady jogging trails. City Park is Denver's largest urban park. Farrell and Duck Lakes provide water recreation, including paddle boats, which you can rent from the boathouse. Also plenty of green space and jogging trails. Weekly concerts and festivals happen here as well. The park is also home to the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. It is $9 for adults, $7 for youth, 3 to 18 for admission. The museum also has an IMAX theater and planetarium for an additional fee. Also located in City Park is Denver's #1 attraction, the Denver Zoo, home to more than 3,000 animals, including lions, zebras, elephants, bears. Rated by City Traveler as one of the 10 best zoos in the country, and considered one of the most ethical zoos due to its excellent treatment of its animals. The Golden Triangle area of Denver includes the Capitol Civic Center and over 16 art galleries and museums, including the Denver Art Museum, one of the largest art museums west of Chicago. It has over 70,000 works of art. It is $13 for adults and free for kids up to age 18. Across the street from the Denver Art Museum, you can learn about the pioneering and individualistic spirit of Colorado at the History Colorado Center. $14 for adults, $8 for youth. The Colorado State Capitol opened in 1894, constructed of Colorado white granite and topped with its distinctive gold dome. You can take a tour which lasts about an hour and include a trip to the dome observation area. Capitol Hill sits slightly higher than the rest of Denver. The 13th step on the west side of the building is exactly 5,280 feet above sea level, 1 mile. Civic Center Park is the centerpiece of Denver's green space, filled with fountains, statues, flower beds, and a Greek amphitheater. This park has festivals, concerts, food trucks during the summer. During the holidays and special events, colorful lights adorn the Civic Center building. The Cathedral Basilica of the Immaculate Conception, built in 1912. 16th Street Mall is a pedestrian transit mall that runs for 1.25 miles from Capitol Hill to Lodo. There are free shuttle buses that run up and down the mall, as well as pedicabs. After dark, there are horse and carriages that will provide an intimate ride with nearly 1 million lights that twinkle in more than 200 trees that line the promenade. There is always something happening here, like the Play Bear Quest Festival, featuring beer, games, and a bit of theater.
Can you imagine listening through your eyeball?
Don't make me come at you.
There are 42 outdoor cafes, great coffee like Caribou Coffee. Near the south end of the mall is Denver Pavilion, which advertises the best view of Denver. It's a shopping dining complex with 12 movie theaters and more than 24 shops and restaurants. I'm going to try some ethnic food at Pho Vietnamese Grill. Delicious food served quickly. We are going to eat outside on the mall. I just love the atmosphere here. Just 2 blocks from the 16th Street Mall is the Theater District, where you will find the massive Blue Bear peeking into the Colorado Convention Center, the 12th largest convention center in the U.S., and about to be getting bigger, with an expansion that includes an outdoor rooftop terrace with views of the city and the mountains, expected to be complete in late 2023. Next to the convention center is Sculpture Park and the Denver Performing Arts Complex, known locally as the Plex. It is one of the largest in the nation, covering a 4-block area. It has 10 performance venues with over 10,000 seats connected by an 80-foot tall glass roof. Lower Downtown was once a long-neglected part of downtown, but in the early 90s, those responsible to help bring a baseball team to Denver saw a new stadium as a way to fuel the resurgence of Lodo, and boy were they right. When Coors Field opened in 1995, bars, restaurants, art galleries began to open as well, spurring the craft brewery scene, and along with the Rockies making it to the postseason that year, The once run-down Lodo all of a sudden became a trendy neighborhood where people wanted to be, to hang out in, to dine, and to live in. In Lodo is Denver's Union Station. While this building has been here since 1914, it was 100 years later, in 2014, it underwent a major renovation to make it a true transit hub, as well as building the Crawford Hotel within the station, and several restaurants and retailers. Today, it's a popular gathering place for people to travel through or enjoy a meal at, or play in the fountains. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Also in Lodo is the Museum of Contemporary Art, which rotates 3 to 4 exhibitions each year, with a view time of about 2 to 4 months, so you never quite know what you'll get when you walk in the doors. It's $10 for adults, youth up to 18 free. On the western edge of Lodo sits Elitch Gardens Amusement Park along the South Platte River. This park first opened in 1890 in the West Highland neighborhood of Denver, but moved to this location in 1995 next to Lodo in the same year that Coors Field opened. It is America's only downtown theme and water park, but due to the River Mile redevelopment project, it seems Elitch Gardens will have to move again. Revesco Properties, the company that is doing the new River Mile, has vowed to keep Elitch Gardens open. As of July 2021, they are looking for areas to relocate the amusement park and have said it could happen by 2025. Currently, the amusement park is open from April through October and is $45 for admission and $20 for parking if you buy your tickets online. Our last stop on our tour of Denver, we head north about an hour to Greeley, Colorado, where the Colorado Model Railroad Museum is located. For me, this was worth the drive. I grew up building model railroads, probably where I first experienced my longing for travel. This was fascinating for me. If you have kids, I think they will love this museum. It is $11 for admission. Kids 4 through 12, $6. In the coming weeks, we are going to be showing you some of these canyons in a life-size model as we head further to the mountains. We didn't cover much on lodging in this video, but if you want to stay in downtown Denver, you have plenty of options, like the Hyatt Place or the Hyatt Regency. However, I never like to stay in downtowns. I like to have more room and less craziness of the big cities. And of course, pet friendly. I found this La Quinta between Denver and Boulder. We stayed here for a week while we filmed both Denver and Boulder. It was perfect, right off of Highway 36, which runs from Denver to Boulder. And with the new Diamond Overpass intersection here, it was just super easy on and off the interstate. It also has a McDonald's and a Safeway grocery store nearby to pick up food, drinks, and items. We had a room right next to the rear door. I would recommend rooms 140 to 144 if you like that same convenience, with plenty of grass areas close by for pets. If you love the great outdoors, you'll love Denver. The city has made some good decisions in the past 3 decades that has caused it to be one of the hottest cities in the U.S. to live as well as to travel to. We have put addresses and links in the description below to help you plan your Denver getaway. I'd love to hear your ideas on things to do in the Denver region. This is just the beginning. Next week, we travel to Boulder, 30 miles northwest of Denver, as we begin to dig deeper into the Rockies. We'll explore Estes Park, Rocky Mountain National Park, and Lake Granby. We are Tampa Aerial Media. We do travel videos across the USA. For licensing or stock footage, contact us at info@tampaaerialmedia.com. I have to thank all of you for your tips, your comments, and your support to this channel, as this week we'll go over 100,000 subscribers. From the bottom of my heart, I am grateful for all of you. From the Mile High City, I wish you blessings to you wherever you may be. See you next week in Boulder.